Hey, this is John Bollinger with Premier Guitar. Today we're doing a review demo of the Fault by Old Blood Noise. Now, Old Blood Noise, they're known for making experimental, weird pedals. But this is a pretty normal pedal because, as they said, experimental and weird doesn't really go with Overdrive. Overdrive, you want it to sound kind of like an amp that's, tube driven and about ready to just, letting loose some sort of horrendous scream. So that's what they did here. Very traditional pedal from an untraditional company. I'll tell you all about it after I tell you about how I'm recording it. Right now I'm plugging my my Les Paul directly into it. Later on I'll play my old Strat. But we're running directly out of this into a Fender Supersonic amp. We'll be going between the clean and dirty channel. We're powering the Fault with a Voodoo Labs pedal power. We're miking the amp with a Royer R121, and it's going in Apogee Quartet and in Pro Tools. So guitar, pedal, amp universe. Now, why don't I tell you the details? So the Fault is a versatile pedal. It gives you a lot of options in a modest size. Let's start with a 3-band EQ. Got lows, mid, and high. Like having that option because to me, most overdrive pedals or distortion pedals tend to be a little high-endy. So great to have the option of shaving off the highs as I did, adding some mids or lows. Okay, my mids are straight up, my lows are up a little bit. So great to have that option. Over here, you've got volume, which you gotta have, that's great. But here's the coolest part of it. On and off, bypass, but over here, it gives you between having the first gain or the first gain and the second gain combined. And you have individual gain controls. So let's see, let's turn it back on. So you just want to be in this first gain with just a mild, maybe really all you want is just to come up a little bit for a solo, but keep it pretty clean. Here's our standard tone. Just gives it a real subtle boost with just a little bit more of a grit. I would maybe put in that mid-range a little bit more and make it more about the tone than about kind of the dirt. But nice, right? So, that kind of tone, let's compare it to where we were. Nothing wrong with that straight tone, but this, to me, just has a lot more personality. Just that little bit of grit might kind of make it stick out in a track. Be great to kind of boost you up for a solo. And again, if you wanted it cleaner, you could clean it up and bring up some more volume. So that's giving you a nice dB boost without changing the character or just slightly changing it. Great option. But say you really want to unleash hell. Well, you can have that one for a start out here, kind of playing along, la la la. Engage that. Then push this one and truly unleash hell. Now, I'm not particularly loud. I mean, at that point, it's getting up there a bit, but not crazy loud, but it's making the amp really alive, giving you that feedback. Maybe there's some compression in there. So a cool option. Nice to be able to just boost it up a little bit or a whole bunch. Covers that really well. So let's look at the EQ a little bit. The low is a 100 Hertz shelf. So say you want to sound good and muddy. And really, I mean, that just kind of wakes up the amp. Again, not a lot of dirt to it, but that's pretty anemic. that just makes it a lot more interesting. I like with that low up there. Put that to a more manageable thing and then boost these mids. Now, like that tone in the room's a little harsher, but man, I guarantee in a band setting, it's really gonna pump through a mix. Because guitars live in that mid-range. You know, that's kind of their sweet spot. So cool to have that, but say you're one of those scoop mid weirdos. Put that over here, dime this pig. Let's bring that down a little bit, put these at a more normal level. Maybe that up a tiny bit. Let's see what this does. I bet this would be cool. Put in this other gain. Wow. Take out those mid, it gets a little bit ice picky. But there is a place for that stuff. You know who you are, those mid scooped weirdos out there. So cool option to have. I'd like them more up there. In fact, I think if this is my pedal, I would boost the mids quite a bit and the lows quite a bit. Kind of live around here. Let's see what that does. That is, to me, kind of the epitome of a good rock and roll tone. No nonsense, just kind of big sounding. Almost like, you know, almost like AC/DC, maybe a little bit cleaner or a little bit dirtier than AC/DC. You know, they'd be... you know, right in there. So the cool thing about having the two banger like this is you can set this first gain to something subtle if you want and then get increasingly more gainful as you go, or have it pretty damn dirty and then have the other one just as a boost on top of that. So. Or start with something subtle and go over the top. Very cool options. So we've heard what it does with humbuckers. Let's try a single coil. I'll put on the Strat, see what that does. Okay, now we're in single coil land. I'll bring that down a little bit more reasonable. So here we are. Again, nothing wrong with that, but you know, make it subtle or get a little more dirt on that. Now, another great thing about this, you know, you can use it, of course, getting all your dirt from the pedal, but say you got like an overdriven amp, that's just barely overdriven. A little bit of dirt, add that to it. So it works over either platform very well. So those are the basic details of the Fault by Old Blood Noise. To read the full written review, go to premierguitar.com. While you're online, make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out the PG site, go to our Instagram thing, Facebook, all that jazz. We've got guitar geekery for hours. This is John Bolger taking home old school Joe Walsh Strat style.
Don't forget to sign up for PG Perks, your all-access pass to exclusive gear giveaways and discounts on premierguitar.com.